Just a couple days ago, we got the pricing of the highly anticipated new Lexus GX. And at that time, we only had this model right here, the aging, it's been around for about a decade and a half, it seems like, the GX 460 up on the builder. Now we actually have, check this out. Yes, we have the TX, TX Hybrid, TX Plug-in Hybrid even, and then we have the GX now available to build. Let's get into it. And make sure to stay after the build because I want to address your comments and questions from the past video on the Lexus GX, such as fuel type, its value, all the different questions and comments you had. I want to address those. So we'll spend a lot of time doing that in today's video as well. All right. What do I think is the best way to go? Well, I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. They all provide different features. Make sure to watch my ultimate buying guide to the Lexus GX because I go over which of these comes with which features. So I am going to build off the base model because I believe this is the best value. It is only about a 2% price increase compared to the outgoing GX. For the rest of them are like an 8% or 9%. Now you can get this in Nori Green. Oh my gosh, heck yes. And the interior color, yes, I'd be getting the saddle tan here. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that in my opinion. Now, can we get some options even on the base grade? And the answer seems to be yes. Well, cold area package, I don't need that here in Florida. Tonneau cover, it's a really small cargo space, but I guess you could have a tonneau cover if you wanted. Wireless phone charger, don't really need that. Head-up display you can actually get on the base model, as well as traffic jam assist. I'm not a big fan of traffic jam assist, but head-up display, I'm surprised that you can get that on the base model. Let's see here. Accessories, I don't need any accessories, but it would be nice to have all-weather floor liners. I would like all-weather cargo mat as well. And I like the crossbars because there's limited cargo space, so you just put something on top. Actually, maybe I'd take the roof rack instead. So maybe I'd take the roof rack and get rid of the crossbars here. And where does that get us? I'm happy with that. Actually, if we go back, guys, I want to show you all the different accessories as well. I didn't go over this in the video, but now you can get a lot of these things installed from the dealer, like the ARB fridge, ARB fridge slider, you got ARB portable air compressor. You just have all these accessories now. You have the tread boards to get you out of tricky situations, mounting kits for those boards as well. You have the Yakima racks available too. So there's just so many accessories here that I am not going to spend any more time on. Just know that Lexus is finally answering the cries of the aftermarket lovers of the GX. So I would be getting it around under $70,000 in the premium. I think it has enough luxury and tech in here to make me happy. Green and tan for the win. I could send it to the dealer if I wanted to, but yeah, getting the exact build that you want is really hard to do when we're talking about Lexus. So I just want to tame your expectations here. When I worked for Lexus, sending in custom builds was something that the dealers as well as Lexus didn't want to do. And the reason is because it really delays the process. You're going to have to wait maybe 6 months, up to 6 months to get your custom car in or truck. With the GX, it might be even longer. And the reason is Lexus really doesn't care about your custom orders. They would rather build it how they see it fit to meet the market demand based off of their research. And doing custom orders slows down their production capacity and just their overall smoothness of production. So just because I'm building it like this, there's a small chance that Lexus would get it for you like this or build it for you exactly the way you want it. You're better off actually having your dealer allocate your GX from somewhere else. If I remember right, it was around 1,000-mile square radius or circle radius that we would reach out to other dealers, see if they would send us their GX, and we would do a dealer transfer is what it's called. And so it would take a week or so. They'd ship it on over on the back of a truck, and then it'd get to the dealer. But it costs you a little bit of money to do that. We would charge $1,000, but this was a few years ago. I don't know if that dealer fee has changed to take another vehicle from a dealer to bring it to your dealer so you don't have to drive across the country and buy it. So with that being said, if you want a GX as soon as possible, you're just going to have to accept what's being allocated. Now, the GX is supposed to arrive at Lexus dealerships in early 2024. Now, I have a pretty accurate spreadsheet here that shows all the allocated GXs. They're all GX 460s at this point in time. So no GX 550s that I'm aware of have been allocated. I know they've entered in early production based off of other YouTube channels getting to tour the plants, the Tahara plant over in Japan. But I don't believe any have been allocated for the United States market yet. Okay, so let's get into some of the comments and questions. I wanted to address these real quick. I like Right Lane Hog here. He pointed out some interesting things going on with the GX and other vehicles in the Toyota Lexus lineup. He says, why does an average Tundra have a more powerful version of the same twin-turbo V6? And the quick answer is Lexus doesn't want the GX to overstep the LX 600. And so it is detuning the GX 550 in theory to make the LX sit on top. Also, the Tundra needs to compete at a much more high level in the big truck segment. So they need to give it their best foot forward with the powertrains to compete against Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. So that's my take on why the Tundra has a more powerful version of the twin-turbo V6. He says, why does the GX have pop-out glass in the tailgate when that feature is not included in the more expensive LX? Well, there's also there's no panel roof in the LX, and there now is in the GX. And the GX is just is going to have a hybrid more than likely before the LX as well. So LX is, we're going to find out here throughout this video, the rest of this video, is that the LX is a bad buy. It starts at over $90,000. The GX starts $30,000 less, and it is about the same size. You still get twin turbo V6, and the GX is actually quicker 0 to 60, about 6.5 seconds compared to about 7 seconds to the LX 600, despite them being both twin turbo V6. And despite being about the same weight as well. Next thing he's asking, does the GX appear to have more generous second row seating space than the larger LX? Well, we actually have numbers now and we can break this down. So effective legroom in the second row for the GX is 36.73 inches. So 36 and a half roughly. If we look at legroom for the LX, now it's going to depend here, it seems like, but we have 36.6, which is a little bit less, and 33.86 in the second seat. So I don't know what these differences are. Maybe ultra luxury. Let me see. Star 5. What does Star 5 mean? Yes, that's the ultra luxury model. So let's go back up. It has less rear legroom for the ultra luxury model, which ultra luxury is a really bad buy in my opinion. Now even more than ever with the GX. So the GX and the LX have essentially the same second row legroom. What about third row seat? 31 inches for the LX and 31.89. So we have more, just by a hair, more third row legroom and more second row legroom in the GX over the LX. I don't want to butcher your name, but I'm just going to call you Hika. Hika says, call me stupid. He just leased his fourth GX 460. I think that's a great idea. Let the demand die for the new one. If you can wait, it sounds like you can wait. And you got like $8,000 off the sticker for your lease on your GX 460. GX 460 is like an amazing truck. Outside of the looks, I think it's ugly, but everything else about the GX 460 I really like. So good move to that. This guy's saying that it's going to be interesting to see dealer markup on these vehicles with the GX and Land Cruiser and 4Runner. I agree. I mean, we're seeing markups right now with the Tacoma. It's sickening, but let those people who have endless cash to burn through those dealer markups, because 2024 is not going to be a great year for the automakers. They're going to have to start reducing pricing again. Now, there are going to be exceptions with like high demand Toyota and Lexus models, but it's not going to be long for prices to normalize, in my opinion, and for dealers to start dealing below MSRP. I think we're about a few months away to see it in most automakers. And I think, it's going to be a little bit delayed for Toyota and Lexus just due to the fact that their backlog is so high. There are vehicles in Japan that actually a ton of models in Japan are just no longer taking orders because they wouldn't be able to fulfill those orders before a new redesign, even though those redesigns are years away. Dealer markups are still going to be a thing here. But luckily the GX volume, if we look at GX sales volume, they sell a lot of these buggers. So if we look, it's one of their best sellers, to be honest. So if we look at 2022, they sold about 30,000. So there's going to be a lot of these to go around, over 30,000 even in 2024. Maybe not that much because it's not going to be a full year of sales production. But with the Land Cruiser coming to America and the GX selling, I wouldn't be surprised if they prioritize these sales. And I wouldn't be surprised at some point in the future the LX 600 could get canceled for North America. This is just my gut feeling. I haven't heard it from any official sources, but they're essentially the same truck with different styling. The GX offers more features and technology, in my opinion, for less money. So why would you offer the LX over as well as the GX? All right, this question from TM Way 396. He is worried about fuel. He will not buy a vehicle if it requires 91 octane and above. All right, so I'm just going to ease your worries real quick. If we look at something like the LC500, fuel type 91, okay, that's for the 5-liter V8. If we look at RCF, fuel requirement, the keyword here is requirement, premium 91 octane unleaded. If we look at the GX, recommended octane is premium. It doesn't even say 91, it just says premium. But the recommended octane is what they are getting to get these power numbers and these fuel economy numbers. It is not requiring premium fuel. I would not hesitate to put regular in here. Why? The Tundra runs on regular with a higher horsepower number. And that's the same engine, right? So put regular in this. Don't waste your money putting premium in it. Some people will disagree with that. But the vast majority who are dropping $70,000 on a brand new GX don't care about fuel cost that much. If they did, go get the TX hybrid or something. But there you go. Recommended octane. They don't even give you an octane. They just say premium, and they're saying it's not required. Put 87 on it, save your money, and you're still going to get these power numbers, in my opinion. But you do what you want to do. Back to Twan here talking about the markups. Yes, there are going to be markups on the GX. Now, there are exceptions. If you can find a dealer in your area that deals in MSRP only, there are a lot of Lexus dealers that deal in MSRP only. Twan, if I remember, you were in LA. I think Longo Lexus, I think they deal in MSRP only. My old Lexus dealership that I used to work for, Lexus of Omaha, they are market price only. So I don't believe they ever really sell for over MSRP. Could be wrong. I haven't been there for a few years, but yes, there are dealerships that will do MSRP only or MSRP or less to work with them. All right. Grant McBride says, hearing lots of rumors that production has been halted and dates are pushed to April, May. Also, they're building them with a bunch of options added, so expect to pay $5,000 more than MSRP. Yeah, I agree. The thing is, Lexus doesn't care, like I said initially, on meeting custom orders. There's going to be so much demand for these GXs. They're going to load them up and sell the premium models if they can. Not the premium grade, but I should say the luxury, the Overtrail models. They want to push those first to make as much money as possible on the initial batches of GXs. And then we'll start seeing premium models grow in volume once demand drops. So yes, you will see some premium models, but they're going to be snapped up quick, in my opinion, in these early months of the GX. Now, is it going to be available in April, May? Well, they said early 2024 in the press release. So where is that out? Yeah, early 2024. That means Q1 in my opinion. April, May is more Q2. That's more mid 2024 in my opinion, but we'll have to see. None are allocated right now, so we know none are coming in January, maybe February, maybe March. April's a possibility. So I'm not going to say you're wrong. All I got to go off of is early 2024. In my mind, that means Q1. Blue Devil feels my pain. As a big fan of Mark Levinson audio, not being able to option the Marky Mark on the Premium Plus is frustrating. So if we go back to the builder here, and this is something I mentioned in my buying guide video, is that you have to get it in some of the higher luxury models. So let's see, let's go back to reset choices. Let's go to change style. Okay, so if we go to luxury and we build on luxury, we're going to be able to see Mark Levinson as an option here. Head-up display, heated. There's Mark Levinson. So you have to go luxury to get the Mark Levinson. So that's $1,140. It's absolutely worth it, but you're already paying a premium to get into the GX luxury. So here's the thing. This isn't that much more expensive than that base premium model that I added the head-up display on, which I didn't add the head-up display here, by the way. It's not standard on luxury. It is standard on the Luxury Plus. So you can still get the Mark Levinson under $80,000, and I still think that is going to be a good buy. And the luxury gives you these bigger wheels, which I would rather have the smaller wheels, make it look more like a truck, but that's just me. But I feel you're paying on the Mark Levinson. I wish it was available on lower priced models. How many folks are going to cross shop the TX? Hoping the availability of the TX will keep demand in check. So here's the thing. Yeah, this is a beautiful situation we have going on right now. The GX has gotten bigger, and that has addressed its limitations as a family hauler. A little bit more cargo space, but a lot more passenger space. And now we have this TX that is like the ultimate 3-row crossover family hauler that is not body on frame, right? Hence why I said crossover. So now you have two better family haulers than Lexus has ever seen in the history of the brand. So big families or people who just like big vehicles have more choice than ever. Will they balance the market out? I'm not sure. If my family was buying a TX or a GX right now, we would get a GX without hesitation, just because my wife and I both like the GX so much from a styling point of view, as well as from that boxy body on frame nature. But the TX is probably what most families need, not so much the GX. Would I ever take my GX off-road? Probably not. It's $80,000. But I'm not saying I'm getting one. I'm just saying in hypothetical. So yes, it's good to have more options finally in the Lexus lineup for families that it's been sorely lacking for eons since the inception of the company. Moondoggy says, hopefully we can go back to pre-COVID Lexus days when you could pick up a 3-year-old certified GX for 50% off. That's a bit steep. I don't ever remember seeing 3-year-old GXs certifying for 50% off, but there were some good deals that could have been snapped up. I do remember that. The thing is, now with the new GX, the old GX will be interesting to see how well it holds its value. It should go down, but people have that V8 lust, right? So that vehicle is very reliable. So I don't think it's going to go down that much ever again. Super Soccer or Super Saiyan 3 Goku is saying he doesn't like the price of the GX because that Land Cruiser 300 is a better vehicle. There's no Land Cruiser 300 in America. The only one we have is the LX 600. And it's ugly as hell. So the GX wins over that every single time, and you save $30,000 in comparison. I'd like to see the cost of the hybrid mile per gallon differences. So hybrids typically go up in price with Toyota Lexus models. So expect the hybrid to probably come in 2-3 grand more expensive would be my guess, and maybe you see 3 mile per gallon better. So you'll probably see 20 miles per gallon instead of 17 miles per gallon. But you get the benefit as well of having that instant torque with that small electric motor in there. So there are trade-offs, but is it worth it to most people? Not sure. Now, if the hybrid can come with the 2400 watts or whatever, it's a done deal, because having that sort of power output is super handy for people taking these overlanding. So that's, to me, why the Land Cruiser makes a ton of sense too, to have a hybrid, because you have all that electrical juice to power your fridges, your devices, etc. So yes, can't wait for that to come into the GX as well. CPF Tank 09 saying that the Land Cruiser is going to be a tough buy. So he's saying that it starts in the mid 50s, but really it's going to be around 60,000. But I think the Land Cruiser could be the Land Cruiser, the Heritage Edition, right, with the circular headlights, is going to be probably 65K. And that's GX money. So you have your choice between hybrid Land Cruiser or twin turbo V6 GX, and the GX is a better vehicle, but the Land Cruiser has a better interface. I don't like the 14-inch screen that much in the Lexus, because it doesn't have the mechanical switchgear for the climate control that I'd prefer over than being built in the touchscreen. So it's tough. I like the Land Cruiser a lot, and to have more choice for your Land Cruiser as a GX or LX, it's up to you. I think the GX does look better, and it is going to be quieter, and you will have a better buying experience at a Lexus dealership more than likely than at a Toyota dealership. And a lot of people just want that twin turbo V6. They don't want that hybrid life. So I get it, but it's good to have choices. Asian Man Rules 6 says, thanks for what I do. No worries. Thank you for watching. It's a lot of fun. I like just talking about cars and trucks. Do you know when the media is going to start reviewing the GX and the Land Cruiser? Well, Land Cruiser is going to be this spring. GX is going to be in January. So I'm still planning on to drive the GX, just depending on when baby boy Kirk is coming. This guy wants to know if he should cancel his Ineos Grenadier and order the Overtrail. And the answer is yes. Save some money, get proven reliability, get proven customer service with the Lexus GX. And yes, you will thank me for the rest of your life, probably. Interesting to see that Lexus has a vehicle for every demographic while maintaining fuel economy, but Acura stuck with the same 3 models. Acura is, it's Honda. They're simple. Just keep it simple. Acura could benefit, though, from having an entry-level crossover. So I don't want to get off the rails. And Acura could also benefit from going back to hybrids, but it doesn't seem that Honda wants to do hybrids. They want to go for electrification with Acura. So Red Zoom says he likes a luxury plus, but there are some drawbacks. No panel roof that opens. No light colored leather interior. No full brown interior. No, I hear you. No real wood. That one is tough for me. I like having wood surfaces in my Lexus vehicles, and that heritage and history is essentially all gone due to sustainability and really the manufacturers just being cheaper, not putting wood in their cars. But it has cheapened the experience, and that's why Toyota, in my opinion, is catching up to Lexus in terms of interior quality, especially on the Crown models. The Crowns have quite a good interior, but they also cost about Lexus money. Yalapa999 says he wants to go out to the garage and hug his paid-off 2015 GX, weighing in at about 5,200 pounds. To put that into perspective, again, the GX, about 5,500 pounds, depending on a couple different things. So about 5,467 to 5,666 pounds. That is the curb weight. This is not GVWR. GVWR is gross vehicle weight rating, and that's more of it's for tax purposes, essentially, and for other cafe reasons, I would say. So yeah, don't look at this unless you're buying it for a tax write-off. This is the amount of weight the vehicle will accept, including its curb weight. About 1,500 pounds you can load the GX up with people and stuff. So divide that by 7 passengers. That means each passenger can weigh 218 pounds, and that would be the total weight of the vehicle that is allowed. I could be butchering that, but that's how I understand GVWR. This guy's saying the markup and the demand is going to be crazy, and this guy's going to wait till 2025 to get one. Johnny says he's going to wait for the iForce Max hybrid. Should get at least 400 horsepower and gain 4 to 5 miles per gallon. No, it won't have 400 horsepower. Could it gain 4 to 5 miles per gallon? Yes, but this powertrain, this hybrid powertrain, is already in the Tacoma hybrid as well as the Land Cruiser hybrid. It has 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed auto. That is the powertrain that's going to be in the GX, so it's nowhere close to 400 horsepower. But as a result, it's going to keep miles per gallon pretty good, being a 4-cylinder instead of a 6-cylinder. And it should keep the weight down too, as well as the price down. Twin turbo V6 hybrid will jack up the price. That's why the Sequoia is so expensive. Speaking of Sequoia, I wouldn't touch a Sequoia now that we have a GX that is about the same price. Actually, you can get a fully loaded GX the same price as a fully loaded Sequoia. And we know which one is going to be better quality. You just don't get the grunt that the Sequoia has. JB Passion says those 33-inch wheels are a game changer on the Overtrail I was referring to. Just kidding. Wish they made a street version of the GX. That's what the premium and luxury models are. Premium and luxury are specifically for street dwellers. Can they do off-road? Absolutely. But no one's taking these GXs off-road unless you're getting an Overtrail. And even then, well, here's the thing. The GX Overtrail is mainly a street flex, just like Wranglers, just like most Land Cruisers. The 4Runner is more of that vehicle that people are likely to take off-road and are not afraid of it getting beat up. But these more expensive Land Cruisers, I'm including the GX and the LX in here, they're mainly luxury street spotlight vehicles. You want people to look at you like these vehicles in Africa and other parts of the world and Middle East and Australia. Australia, a lot of them are used for work. That's different. But some of these are considered the ultimate vehicle to transport VIPs in, the GX and the LX. And they're a sign of wealth and they're a sign of prosperity. And that's the truth here for North America as well, just not to the ultimate extent into like places like Nigeria, for example. But Lexus, if you're driving around a GX, it is a G-Wagon equivalent street presence, in my opinion. Now with this new design, I think that's what they're going for. It has that street presence of a Defender, and it's ready to swing with the big boys. So don't get the ones with the 33-inch tires. That is for the Overtrail. Get the one with the 21-inch wheels for the street, or the smaller 20 or 19 or 20-inch wheels on the premium model, and that'll be great for the street as well. Perry Gosu says he has 200 deposits ahead of me. Hopefully I don't have to wait all year to get yours. You're going to have to wait a long time. Holy cow, 200 deposits? I would check other local Lexus dealers as well, because that is a long wait time. At my dealership, how many Lexus GXs did we sell per month? I don't know, 8 to 10? 8 to 10? So, I mean, everything's relative, right? I don't know how many GXs you're going to get in stock. If it's 8 to 10, that could be 2 years. I don't need to get the calculator. That could be 2 years of those deposits running out. Yikes, that's a long time. That's a long time to wait. I would see if there is a lesser wait in local or other dealers that are close to you, because that is just a really long distance. Kirk is eating different hotcakes than I am, referring to the title of this video, saying how the GX is going to sell like hotcakes. Maybe. I don't know what kind of hotcakes you are eating. Yes, it's a $70,000 to $80,000 luxury truck, but guys, the G-Wagon sells like hotcakes, and that is a $150,000 to $200,000 truck. Okay, this is half the price of a G-Wagon for the same sort of experience. No, you're not getting twin turbo V8, but you're getting twin turbo V6. You're getting Lexus quality, and in my opinion, it does look just as good as a G-Wagon. You might call me crazy, but it gives me that same sort of vibe. It's a little bit more Lexus origami, right? And katana, like with the daytime running lights compared to the circular headlights of the G-Wagon. But yes, it is going to sell really well for that 1% out there who can afford to drop 80K. And they're going to be paying cash because we know the interest rates are high. Oh, yeah. Azero just commented on exactly what I just said. It's a more reliable, cheaper G-Wagon. It'll sell like hotcakes. Yep. I don't want to read too many of these comments. I need to end this video. It's already lasted about 43 minutes. It feels like a live stream addressing your comments, and it's going to take me forever to edit. So I got to cut it off, and I'll catch you guys in another video. And if you're excited for the GX, smash the like button. I'm sure you guys will have more comments on this video where I'm addressing comments from a previous video, but this is probably the last video on the GX, more than likely, that I'll have until I get to drive it in late January. So thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm excited for the GX.